in front of 1,000, 2,000 people, and you refute, and you repudiate, and you rebut those individuals who oppose the aqidah, and they say this is not from the manhaj al-Salafi. Wallahi, Ahlul Ilm, to the last, praised Khalid al-Qusayri. Why did they praise him? He gave a khutbah on Yawm al-Eid. Yawm al-Jum'ah, you have a certain number of people that can fit in a masjid. Yawm al-Eid, do you have more or less? More. Why? Because Yawm al-Eid gathers all of the people, because all of the masajid, they are closed. And the khutbah is given outside, so that all of the people can gather, man, women, children, everyone gathers. Eid al-Adha, he gave the khutbah. Which year? In the year 124 after the Hijrah. He gave the khutbah. Khalid al-Qusayri. In front of all of these people, what's the argument today? Don't mention the names of the people of bid'ah from the mimbar, because this is not ilm. They say, teach them ilm. Don't make a rad. Don't mention names from the mimbar on Yawm al-Jumu'ah. Don't mention names. This is just too much rudood. And mentioning of names, no, this is not from the manhaj al-Salafi. Khalid al-Qusayri stood up on Yawm al-Eid in the year 124 after the Hijrah. He stood in front of the people and he said to them, today is the day of Adha, the day of Nahr, the day of slaughter. What do you do on Eid al-Adha? You slaughter. For the sake of Allah, a camel or a cow or a sheep or a goat or a ram, you slaughter for the sake of Allah. And then you eat from the meat and you distribute the meat as an act of worship towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, people go out and slaughter. As for me, I am going to slaughter Ja'd ibn Dirham. Pointed him out. He said, as for me, I am going to, you slaughter your animals, Yawm al-Eid. As for me, I am going to slaughter Ja'd ibn Dirham. For indeed he says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not speak to Musa. And he says that Allah did not take Ibrahim as a Khalil. Is what he says. And then he mentioned one or two other things. Then he stepped down. And then he cut his neck and killed him. The ruler. Today they say, don't mention their names. Don't mention their names. Ibn Qayyim mentioned Khalid al-Qusayri in his poetry with praise. Ibn Taymiyyah mentioned him with praise. A man not only refuted Ahlul Bid'ah, he mentioned his name in front of how many hundreds, if not thousands of people. And then he slaughtered a man in front of them. The Salaf of this ummah, ya ikhwan, those who stood firm and stood strong in the face of bid'ah. This is how they were, those rulers of those times. Of course, Khalid al-Qusayri was the governor, so he had the right to execute because of this person trying to tamper with the book of Allah.